guys are having a good day. I'm just hoping because you can't respond to me, and you're staying safe out there, and also using your voice, speaking up for justice, no matter where you're at. So I just posted a post on Facebook, and I realized that it's extremely long. And if anyone time span is as great as mine, probably no one will read it, apart from Tiandra, my best friend. So I'm gonna read it to you. I hope you listen, and it also challenges your view on how you see things and what's happening. And feel free to listen, but if also you could always screw up and exit. I mean, it is what it is. My feelings are gonna be hurt, but there's a lot of things greater in life than my feelings. So okay, this is what it is. It's titled, "What Will Jesus Do?" Because a lot of people have asked me this question in the last couple of days. So, what will Jesus do? Blacks are not fighting whites. They're not fighting police officers. They are fighting against an unjust system, which we all should, regardless of the color of our skin. Because you choose not to do anything, that is why injustice keeps happening. You are silent. I had people tell me, as a Christian, you shouldn't agree with the protests happening. Oh, what will Jesus do? That's a good question. What will Jesus do? First and foremost, no educated person should ask such questions in times like this, because it is just adding to the bad name given to our religion. We do not have a good history with fighting for justice to begin with. Christianity was first introduced to the colored folks as a system of control. That is why the first thing a nation gives to a nation when they take over is the religion, because it is a powerful tool used to enslave the mind. The slave masters used to tell the slave, just be a good slave. If you're a good slave, then you might make it to heaven. And the word good slave until Nat Turner. The Nat Turner Revolution, which I called it, but we've been taught in school as a rebellion because they stood up to fight against the slave masters. I mean, how dare a person fight against being enslaved? That's plain outrageous. They're criminals, of course. You see, it is okay for injustice to be done to people of color. But when they decide to fight back, they're labeled as thugs, criminals, violent, rebellious, those black people. Everything but what they actually are. Being a Christian doesn't mean you hide behind the religion or hide the truth beneath grace. No. It means you speak up as Jesus did to the Pharisees, calling them hypocrites, rebuking his own best friend. You get behind me, thou Satan, because what you're doing is not of God. Grace is not the absence of truth. When we see injustice, we respond. The truth is, okay, I kind of lost my place right here. Okay, give me a second. Right. Oh, there it goes. The truth is, what you're seeing manifesting in the surface in the black community is a seed planet that has been planted for generations to generation. Judge's death was just a heavy rain poured on the seed that helped it spring out the ground. Whenever the black race try to fight back, stand up, they get shut back down. Sit down. Yep. Not willfully, but subjected by the power of the oppressor. Throughout history, all the leaders that ever stood up to elevate the black race, to fight for justice, they get killed. And that implanted fear into the heart of the young folks. Martin Luther King encourages peaceful protest, got killed. Not like that. Brother Malcolm, oh my brother, encourages black nationalism, got killed. Not like that. One of the greatest freedom fighters, Nelson Mandela, though not an American, was in prison for 28 years for speaking against black oppression. Definitely not like that. How dare you talk about the oppression of your people? In jail you go. Let's take a knee when we hear the national anthem. Oh, didn't I tell you not like that? You better get up. Of course, not like that. They are technically saying in order for us to have peace, you blacks have to happily accept the injustice being done to you and be glad you got a place in our society. Is that too much to ask? Shh. Well, doesn't sound like too much to me, huh? When you stand up to condemn the actions of African Americans, not doing anything to stop the oppression, yet you try to silence the voice of the oppressed and take offense where no offense is given, you are encouraging injustice. You are the one that keep letting it happen. You empower the oppressor. So what will Jesus do? Jesus will fight for the people like he did for the prostitute woman when he was being condemned by the whole society. Jesus will go to the synagogue, flip the table, and call all the Pharisees hypocrites. This is my Father's house. Stop gambling. Jesus will rebuke his best friend Peter. You get behind me, you Satan, because what you're doing, what you said, doesn't align with my vision. Jesus will fight against injustice and tell the people, enough is enough. Stop doing evil. Jesus wouldn't sit and pray without speaking light into the situation, because prayer without work is dead. Action. Jesus wouldn't sit still in silence in order not to offend anyone. He would speak the truth regardless of how people find it offensive, because it is the truth and it brings light to darkness. When I study the Bible, because it brings light to darkness, when I study the Bible, the Jesus I see in the Bible looks very different from the Jesus people talk about. I get so fired up by the man I see, his character, who he is. I want to be like him because he is bold. Sometimes I just want to scream. He can't talk. His boldness, his compassion, his truthfulness, his willingness to fight for the oppressed. Everything that he is good because he is true. He always speaks light, no matter how much it causes other people around him. And even him, he's always going to say the truth because that's what he is there for. He never preached the type of peace we use as an excuse to silence people. That is the type of Jesus we should be. That is the Jesus the world wants to see in Christianity. Let us put back truth into the gospel of truth because it is being taken away. Sometimes we cowardly hide behind our religion as a means of escape. When something is being happened, that's about the post. Yeah, that's it. But just when we see things happening, we don't want to speak about it. We're too afraid to say anything about it. Like, oh, it's not Christ-like. What is Christ-like? Saying something like saying lies, going with the lie, it's not Christ-like. Not speaking the truth is not Christ-like. You offending somebody because you said the truth, that is Christ-like. That is literally Jesus. Everything he said, 99% of the time, offended the people around him because it was truthful. And it will offend people around us when we speak the truth because we're too comfortable with our lies. Everything we know is a lie. So when we hear the truth, we don't want that. We'll say, you take that away from me. That's offensive to me, so I don't want to hear it. And that's how we live. That's how we keep going for generations to generations. Then when things finally explode in our face and we're like, where did all this anger come from? Because we've made ourselves believe the things that are not true to be true. And then when we actually see the truth, we don't want to believe it. We don't want to actually accept that that's the truth. So we hide behind our religion. We hide behind, oh, Jesus is a peaceful man. He doesn't want war. He doesn't want that. I mean, come on. Let's do research. Let's study. Let's read the Bible, actually. Read the Bible and see what all the Bible is about. The Bible is not for lies. The Bible is not for injustice. The Bible is truth. And it brings light to situations. That's what us right now as believers, as Christians, we should be the ones standing up for truth, speaking it out loud, because that is what the world wants to see in Christianity. Christianity has been so corrupt that, and it's been used to do evil things in the name of Christianity. And we have chances now to be able to somehow redeem the name. But we're not taking it. We're still using the same excuses people use for years and generations to oppress other people. That's not Christianity. That's not what it is. So as you go through your day or your life, whatever, don't let nobody tell you that you're not holy enough because you stand up to speak for what is right. What do you mean I'm not holy enough? When I lie to you, that means I'm holy enough? But stand up for what is right. Because if you don't stand up for what is right, then you're gonna live a lie, and you're gonna live a compromising lie, and you're gonna live a life that maybe everyone do wanna be around you, everyone do like you because you tell them exactly what they wanna hear. Because sometimes when you tell people things they don't wanna hear, then they stop being your friend. They unfriend you. So if that's all you want in life, to have everyone love you so much, then so you even gonna compromise your view and compromise what you know to be truth and compromise your beliefs even in the Bible to be true because you want to get likes and get a thumbs up from people, then you're gonna live a pretty, I don't know what type of life you're gonna live, because I don't know how that looks like. I mean, I know how it looks like, but I've decided not to live that life anymore. I've decided to, if I see the truth, speak the truth. Like no matter what you do in life, 10% of people you meet not gonna like you. So you might as well say the truth. And that's what we should stand for, because that's what our gospel is for. Our gospel is the gospel of truth. And as Jesus said, we are the light of the world. A nation built on a hill cannot be hidden. A nation built on a hill cannot be hidden. So we have to stand, be the light of the world, speak truth in darkness rather than hiding it in dark places. So this is a long video. I talk too much. Y'all have a great day and enjoy.